Work for him.
Yeah. Oh, I have the Tolaria set up still. If I do like this then. So here we have my real setup. I'm so happy I can do it.
This is really a great setup, man.
Thank
Just
you.
everything. All the little windows, all the old school looking like MS-DOS look, all the colors. It's just beautiful.
Thank you so much. Like I really appreciate that people appreciate the way too much time I put into this. When
Right.
that was like after I did it, like why? Because you
Right.
do know, like the all the windows around us and the play are animated. You see the neon actually fluctuates.
What? Oh yeah.
And the chat window neon actually blinks every now and again.
Right. That may
Uh,
have been a little overboard. I know.
don't understand what you're saying.
Right, right. We all have our things, right? I get it.
Yeah. Also, the follower sign there, you can see the S and things like that blinks because some of the neon letters don't work, of course, in this cyberpunk feeling 94 world. Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry. Sue me. Ah, feels good to be back. I can say that after like not doing content for a year almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, so
think
can you
so.
say some more about that, Gordon? You've been sort of hinting at the fact that you're no longer able to produce a lot of content.
I've never been
Has
able
your
to
life
produce a
changed in some way?
lot. No, I've never been
Okay.
able to produce a lot of content. But Flip Norbs just took a bit more time. I tried to give Seb control of it. Instead, he created his own. No, that's not really
Typical
true.
Seb.
Yeah. Uh, uh, but yeah, there's things in life that has made it less, maybe not less time, less appealing
Okay.
to do a lot.
Yeah, no, I just wondered whether you were having a child or something.
No, there's nothing like that. We have adopted our two stray cats last week. That's what it's all about.
And you have the thicket basilisk.
Exactly, and I have a thicket basilisk sleeping over there.
Do
Nice.
you
Shivan
really?
dragon. I have a bearded dragon.
An
His name is
iguana?
Shivan.
Yeah. What's his name?
Shivan.
Is it?
Shivan the bearded dragon.
That's great.
Um,
How are those? Mike, I kind of have half a mind to get a simple pet like that for my kids. I would never
oh yeah.
venture into the dog and cat world. Is that easy or no?
Oh, that's the exact reason why I got him.
Okay.
Like 5 or 6 years ago. Because
Is that one of those ones where if you touch its tail wrong, its tail falls off?
No.
Okay.
Like it is the easiest pet in the whole world
Okay.
that you can still like take up and like pet.
Yeah, that's important. So you can take it
Yeah.
out and play with it and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we had it on stream earlier. I showed him off here, but very like soft, doesn't do much, and like if you like don't have time, it seems evil to say almost. Like yeah, as long as you put food in the terrarium every day, like and if I've been on trips, like you actually don't need like I get someone to come every third day to put some food in,
Yeah.
and that's about it. Like so
What about the cage? Does the thing stink? Does it shit up the
no,
joint? No.
it shits and the shit stinks, but it shits every other day, every third day, depending on
Wow.
what it eats.
Rough.
You just put that and throw it like the terrarium itself as its glass,
Right.
nothing.
Okay, this is a pretty
Yeah, it's like
good
the
endorsement here.
easiest.
I could be on board for this. I'm gonna look into it a little more.
Uh, crickets do, however, smell a bit. I would not say stink, and therefore, because you want to have live crickets, I'm
Yeah.
actually right now giving non-living food to him. It's not the best, but works. Because it's hard to get living crickets wintertime in Sweden.
How much are live crickets?
Maybe depends on where I get them. For $1, I can get 2 or 3 when it's expensive, or 10 when it's cheap.
How many does he eat in one sitting?
10 to 20.
Oh, so you're spending anywhere between $1 and $3 or $4 per meal on it?
Yeah, but like as an adult, he doesn't need more than like every third day or so.
So let's call it $2 every 3 days,
yeah.
66 cents a day.
Yeah.
You're
So it's
spending
salad.
about $240 on this guy's food a year. That's reason.
Yeah.
My slave to value is obviously showing itself here, but
Yeah.
so, $240 a year isn't so bad.
No, but it's a salad every day. But like salad doesn't cost anything almost. So
Can we stop for a second to figure out what on earth this tranquility is being used to do?
I have no idea. Let's see. Okay, they're talking about alpha card radius and things like that because Danny is an aficionado of cutting cards to alpha corners.
I thought they were doing some kind of randomization. You know how once they started adding card numbers, you could hold up a common and you could let your opponent choose even or odd, and you just reveal the collector number, and then that would. Anyway, I was wondering, are they doing that with tranquility? Like, oh, you know, what letter of the alphabet does the artist's name start with or something? But no.
Gordon, as much as I would love to needle Danny, more than probably the next guy, he does have a very extended alpha collection. I know he has some alpha cut duels as well. You know, they are what they are. But his alpha collection is probably like top 25 in the world and like top 7 or 8 that we know about, I feel like. You know, he's way up there.
Absolutely, absolutely. But he also loves destroying cards.
Yeah.
So I need to give him some shit.
I think he actually regrets that. He did that to his unlimited duels a million years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if he could go back in time, he probably would not do that. But I guess he just assumed that alpha duels were never something that was going to happen for him, and all of his other powerful cards are alpha. So.
But now we need to tell the players to effing start.
Yeah, this is insane. What's going on here?
Players, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear Mono if he says anything?
Yo.
Yeah. Yes. So now you've shuffled for half an hour. Could we actually see a final game? Final match. We also have you on stream right now, so you know.
Which is the high seed? I'm the high seed, so I go first, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Sorry about that.
Good
luck, guys, and
thanks, Gordon.
Congratulations for you coming to the finals.
Thank you.
Hope for great games now.
Is our audio being streamed or no?
Right now it's being streamed, but otherwise every once and again.
Cool. Okay. Just good to know.
The short answer is no, Danny. It's not.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey.
Cool.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to cut out Danny's audio feed. Good luck, guys. I have no idea what that was about, but we have a Yoda with a snake.
Mm-hmm. I feel somehow that I need to keep supporting Torbjorn here because, yeah, it just feels natural after the last round. And plus, you two are on the other side, so.
Yeah, you picked your horse last round. Just stay on him. That's fine.
Yeah. Like, I am a combo player at heart, for those who don't know. If I can't play blue-red, that is. But most combos I play is also blue-red, so...
Twister?
Chain lightning.
Twister.
Oh,
yes! Oh, yes! Turn on Twister. Where's the advantage bar now?
It's high. It's, where is it? 67%, I think.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Is it that high?
No, I actually think it's lower.
It could be a little high.
Like, this is +3 cards. He's on the play, though, so...
and now Danny has to keep a completely random 7. He could have an unplayable 7, you know?
Yeah, and his deck is more Yankee. So...
Yeah. Have you guys ever tried to mulligan when your opponent does this to you when you draw a new 7? Have you ever tried to just mulligan?
Yes.
I tried. No one ever falls for it, but I try it every time.
I usually, when I'm the one doing it, I'm also saying, "Are you keeping?" Afterwards.
Yeah,
just to be the douche.
Better way to do it.
Like drawing the 7, then like, "Are you keeping?" Like, wait, what?
So the only thing that could have made that opening better is Tormod's Crypt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so 15-minute shuffling now then.
Right.
Could we look at that Tranquility again and talk about its corners?
Right.
But like this is like when this is done and the opponent draws no mana sources.
Mm-hmm.
That's beauty.
It is beauty. That's what Magic's all about. Totally screwing your opponent over. I agree.
No, but like there is like with this powerful restricted cards. Restriction isn't a good thing for if you want a balanced format.
Right.
Restriction is inherently bad because the card is too powerful to be played, but you get lucky to play it if you draw it and like so on. But that's what make old school fun. So people who want to play like unpowered old school, I don't really understand that because for me, like losing to the effed up power draw is okay because that is one of the things old school does, and it's just fun to see the straight like amazing things that can happen.
Right.
For
We didn't come here to
play
lay up.
unpowered. You can play Ice Age.
Yeah.
Exactly. We have a judge call in chat though. Not enough shuffling. Should I break in and tell them?
Insufficient randomization.
That was Zombie Stew.
Oh.
The one who got last place in this and last tournament.
Maybe he should shuffle a little less.
Ooh, what is going on?
Strip mine the land.
He would strip mine your land, play Chaos Orb, go. He did not choose to Chaos Orb the Mox, though.
I would have Chaos Orb the Mox.
I think I actually would have there, too. Yeah.
Just when you have Strip Mine and Chaos Orb.
Yeah, because you can put your opponent on no permanence and you on 4. Yeah,
especially after Time Twister. So he didn't keep... Okay, he takes a land there. Yeah. That's okay. Waiting for a duel, sure.
I guess that's safe, right? Because... So now this is the play we talked about. He's going to get his clock out, and he's going to get to untap. Although he's on no white mana, so he has actual no relevant cards in his hand at this point, or that he can cast.
Yeah. 2 blue here. Let's see. Felvor Pass. I'm gonna go and grab a beer, but I have full confidence in you two.
Can you, yeah, okay. I just got a message on a side chat telling Torbjorn to turn off the stream.
Does he have the stream on?
Maybe we can hear it, or I don't know, but somebody just told me that.
I can't hear anything on his sound.
Okay, don't worry about it then. Yeah. It's fine.
Do you want his sound?
We'll handle it.
I'll keep his sound on while I'm going away, so you can hear what's happening.
No, Gordon, turn it off. Just turn it off.
Yep.
It's too loud for us. Yeah. Thank you.
I think Danny is now on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, 14, and he has 2 Suchis. Yeah, so Danny, but he has no. Okay, so he has white mana now. See, I don't know if I would have tapped out for that second Suchi there. Hercules?
Oh, that would be brutal.
Hercules would be insane here.
Oh, that makes me think. Have you ever seen Mana Short played to tap the opponent's Mishra's Factories?
I don't think I have, actually. I mean,
I've never seen it.
I haven't played many Mana Shorts in my day. I think I've only played Mana Short in 1 or 2 decks in my entire old school career. So there's not even a lot of possibilities for it.
Yeah.
So wait, what just happened? Did he say? Oh, he went back. He might not be declaring his attack with everybody.
Mark's saying that he's done that before. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so he is attacking like that. Down to 2 with white mana, with disenchant up. That'll do it. Okay.
Okay, game.
The power of turn 1 Time Twister. He didn't even need the crypt. And now, so he won the hard game with all the dead cards. So now he gets to take out all the swords and bring in
True.
divine offerings and blasts and all that stuff.
Wow. So does he have access to 8 instant speed artifact destruction spells after
7.
teleporting?
He'll have 7
okay.
if he wants, and he can play some red blasts too, which probably you would want. So let's just say the swords, to make it easy, the 3 white swords come in for 3 white divine offerings. That's a pretty easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to want some blasts though. So what do you cut for those blasts? I can't, the deck lists aren't
at least one Jalen Tome I think can be cut.
One has to go, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably cut them both on the draw. They're really slow on the draw, right? And maybe something like a fireball. Doesn't he have 2 fireballs maybe? Or no, that was Oland.
He's just got one disintegrate.
Right, he just has the one disintegrate, yeah. Yeah, I would probably just cut the 2 Jalem Tomes for 2 red blasts. Keep the crypt here. Maybe I cut a mana source on the draw as well. I probably cut like a Felwar Stone on the draw for a third red blast, I think. I'm a big fan of shaving mana on the draw. Especially a deck like his that feels like it has too much mana in it anyway.
Yeah, this feels pretty good for Torbjorn here.
Yeah, it does.
But Danny, he finds ways to somehow get there.
Oh, and so Danny just lost to a turn 1 Time Twister, so he gained so much complaint equity from that game. It's going to be so brutal to hear about this for the next fucking 6 months. Oh my god. We need him to do something super lucky this game to cancel out that, so we can't complain anymore. All right, so he's side. So what was Danny probably? See, the thing about Twiddle Vault is these super dense combo decks, you just can't sideboard very much. I'm playing a Greater Good combo deck in pre-modern this month, and like what you play, so Greater Good is a green mana enchantment. It costs green 2. You put into play, and when its ability is sack a creature to draw cards equal to that creature's power, and then discard 3 cards. I play it with Dreadnought, so Dreadnought is a 1 mana draw 12 with Greater Good in play. It's insane. You would love this deck, Chambers. But like, you can really only take out like 3-ish cards. Otherwise, your engine just falls apart. And here, I think, like you said, he's probably going to cut the Hercules. I don't think he can cut Mana Short's too good here. He needs Mana Short more than he needs Hercules, that's for sure. So he could bring in a second Mana Short. His blasts don't do anything. I don't have a sideboard in front of me, but I'm assuming the second Mana Short is a big part of this win for him.
So I'm back, and who won the first one there? Torbjorn, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, Double Suchi.
Yeah.
Didn't take long.
But
just
okay.
Danny didn't do anything but play 3 lands and a Mox, and he was dead.
Yeah, but like Strip Mine and Chaos Orb mana against, like, it was almost over there. Yeah. So I want
Swanta is saying that he prefers the combo deck in this matchup.
Of course he does. But also match-wise, I think Danny is favored. But I really want to do the beer thing now. For all the Americans out there, this is the class of 88 barley wine style ale, limited edition beer, which was brewed. I think it's 3 craft beer breweries started in 88 in the States. Some of the earlier ones. That's Rogue, North Coast, and the Shoots Brewery. When they celebrated 2013, it must be like 25 years, or is it? Yeah, 25.
Yep.
They all did one beer to celebrate this thing. This is the one from North Coast. To celebrate 25 years of American craft beer, because some of the earliest, I think Anchor in San Francisco is actually the oldest, if you classify. It depends on how you classify, but this is one of the oldest. So this has been stored in my beer cellar now for 7 years to be open for the finals for this.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what temperature is that beer, but it's clearly room temperature, and you're storing it in a beer. A beer cellar is even a thing.
Yeah, I have a beer cellar. It keeps constant 15 degrees year round, and now it's been in the fridge it's around 8, so now it's a bit too cold.
So 0 Celsius is 32. So you're at like 50 degrees, something like that.
Yeah, something like that maybe. Okay. Let's see.
It's too warm for me. 32.5 is the highest I'll drink a beer. I want it to be like borderline frozen.
50. Let's see. This is more 47, 48.
Okay, let's call it 50. That's fine. Your perfectionist is showing again.
What?
Every little detail.
I'm not a perfectionist.
Every little degree on your Fahrenheit conversion. Okay, we get it.
I'm not a perfectionist. Where did you get that from?
It's not stored at approximately 15
it's about
degrees.
2 degrees left of center, Gordon.
But yeah, like it's a barley wine, so it's maybe not 10%. Okay, it's exactly 10%. Very dark and fruity and nice. Okay, it's not as dark as expected.
It's got a reddish, quite a nice reddish color. Yeah.
And a barley wine usually reaches peak after 5 years, 5 to 10 years. After 10 years, they can go down because all the flavors just goes together even more when you. They should always be stored at least 2 years if you buy a barley wine.
How long should you store vodka Red Bulls for? That's pretty much. That's about where my palate goes to.
Probably around like 30 seconds or so, because you need to blend them, and then they need to just settle down. The fizziness needs to go down, and the ice needs to cool
over the
down.
ice. It's important, right? The order you pour them in is important. Vodka first over the ice, right? Then the Red Bull. That's about my right.
Yeah, you fill the glass with ice, then vodka.
Then you do the vodka over the ice.
Yeah,
right?
so the ice also cracks and makes it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Red Bull on top for that nice fizziness. Yep. Little stir with your finger, and then you're good to go.
Okay, Maureen Chat thinks that Torbjörn is watching the stream. Oh, yeah, like we see it on his phone.
Oh, that's what they're saying.
I think that's fine though. I mean, if the sound is off, then
unless he's listening when we talk about
kids.
potential plays, that would be awkward.
See.
Oh, Danny going to 5.
Damn it.
Okay, now I'm rooting for Danny to have the turn 1 time twister.
He needs it now. Well, that's what he's hoping for. At this point, it's ancestral or time twister or no, I feel like. I guess an unabated Howling Mine might do some lifting for him. But that's going to be hard to pull off because he's now on 7 disenchants. So.
Yeah. We also have here... we're still going here, 314. And Landgraf. No, a barley wine doesn't need to be that dark or that red. Or that, like, it's just that it's a lot of barley. It's more interesting than that. But like a barley wine can be it's usually not very light, but this is, I would say, a classic barley wine look. We have the Yoda coming in here.
Back.
Time Walk, yeah. Okay, at least he has some powerful cards and mana.
That's gotta resolve.
Yeah.
So the way that he said that, aren't you like 100% sure that he's on Red Blast now? 95%?
Like some people just do it anyway. Like, yeah.
I know. That's what I'm getting at. Do you think he's leveling a little bit, or does he just have
I think he has the blast.
I do too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be 100%.
Sorry. Yes.
Not 100, right? But like 90 plus, yeah.
I know that I'm definitely not balanced.
Yeah, then it didn't have more space to show there. That was sad.
Who do you think has said, I'll move to my second main phase? No. They've added more than Danny Friedman. I don't think anybody. In all formats since the beginning of time.
But like, you want to do it because of that card. And he did have it as well.
Oh,
like, because that's the big thing.
So now he's gonna get to do his time vault tricks. He's gonna probably just let him take a turn here.
You think so?
I mean, he has no hand. He has to build up and try and do something, I think.
He has one card. And it's a best of 3 finals. But yeah, like the going to second main, you want to do it every now and again when you don't have the mana drain, and I always forget that. You always just remember when you have it, and that's such a tell.
It's like
that's it. That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
wow.
Time twister or wheel or no. That's it.
That's
Maybe
also
ancestral.
that's also why I was like, you can't give him one more turn to disenchant it. That's why I wouldn't have liked to give him a turn.
I agree in general, but he might just be so behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
He just has to like hope to bank a turn and play a Howling Mine and get something out of it. Maybe, you know, you might be
true.
right though. I could just be.
Oh, but it like it's the usual Magic thing. It's very hard to just say what's right or wrong.
Right. These sort of close decisions, right? The easy ones.
Okay. Okay. No cards
Empty
and
hand.
the sushi
There's the
there.
balance.
That's insane. Down to 3 lands, creature goes away, no hand, Howling Mine in play. Now Danny's a favorite.
Oh, there's the
Holy
red blast.
shit.
Oh, and that was a good hand. We had here Icebug. He might have sound from the stream to hear your
what just
comments.
happened?
Yeah, he might.
What happened to the Howling Mine?
Danny just made a
yeah.
mistake. We actually checked his sound. There is no sound being heard there. Icebox, you think everyone's cheating here now?
Well, just to say, even if the sound were wrong, we can't see the hands, so
Yeah.
we're just speculating.
But
Also-
he would get.
Guys, calm down. We have to talk about the game. Danny is doing it. He balanced, and then he ripped Ancestral.
Yeah, he has a sushi on the other side.
It's the exact same combo that Thorbjorn did earlier to Olend. He balanced into Ancestral and won an unwinnable game. It's happening again.
I
Karma's
really
good.
want this to happen. I want the game 3.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
actually like root for someone to win, but I want the game 3.
yeah.
And Landgraf says, I don't even like balance in this deck. And I do agree with... It is a strange thing to say, but I will say it again for like the second time in a week. I agree with Svante.
It's weird.
Yeah, like, it's very strange. It doesn't feel right when I say it either, but...
Once a year is about my limit. Twice in a week, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I got a lot of cheaters on our webcam tournament. Sorry, put the impression. Like, sad to hear. And we have caught cheaters in pre-modern and old school, but like it's very few in between. And the thing is, we don't even want to think about it, so to speak, or so, because it just... It's a very, very non-competitive environment. So, like, you hurt yourself more.
So Danny's taken a bunch of turns here with these mines. It looks like Thorbjorn's just drawing. He's only on 2 cards. So if you have a disenchant now, you're not disenchanting mines, that's for sure. So he could easily be on disenchant still, or divine offering, whatever. This is the Time Vault or the Sylvan? Sylvan, because he played the green.
We have some clarifications in chat of the guys who knows Thorbjorn. He's using the phone to actually see things because the computer is like this for the camera because he doesn't have a camera. He owns a Chromecast second hand and no other computer. His phone is his internet.
Hold on, is he wearing a polo shirt that just says pizza?
Yeah,
on
I think so.
Oh my god. Who is this fucking guy?
That's top notch.
I need to get him on the pod.
So, for those also who checked the stream, this is the guy we couldn't get a hold of because he doesn't have Facebook or anything, or like the app we're actually using to do the whole tournament. He was like, yeah, I think I'm there now. when he was going to the finals. Like, how have you survived this long? So yeah, like there are reasons for everything.
So Danny is gonna have to go for it next turn. Is this the Hercules turn?
Oh.
I'm gonna turn off my live total here as well because I have no idea to keep up with them when they don't.
This feels like bait. Great. Please,
Yeah.
please red blast that Hercules. Please.
Yeah.
I'm begging you.
Because it feels as though if the Hercules resolves, I mean, most of those artifacts would come straight back down.
Right.
Yeah,
It may or may not, increase the clock by a turn depending on what else is in his hand. But either way, I think Danny's pretty happy if that Hercules resolves.
Okay.
He has 3 draw steps now, and he can dig. He can even pay 4 here with Sylvan if he needs to.
I actually want to say one more thing there about the discussions going on in chat. Again, I missed Åland is in chat playing a second land. That was really stupid of me. Been a long day. So Åland did play a second land here. Like, that happens. As we said then as well. Like, those things happen. Like, we're getting drunk, playing Magic, having a good time, chatting with people. Like, that's how we do. It's not a competitive tournament or... Yeah.
Guys, Danny's going to draw 5 cards here, and his opponent has 1 mana untapped. So he can't disenchant or Divine Offering. He can only Red Blast, and he already played 1 Red Blast.
Okay, he can keep 3 of them. Time Vault Twiddle, drawing a recall.
Right, he needs to be able. I mean, he clearly needs Time Vault and Twiddle. It's just a question of, could he mana short his opponent and then do it? He could do that. Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do. Okay, hello players. Hello players.
Hello.
Players, can you hear me?
Yes. I'm sorry, Danny, but
no, Torbjörn.
I just learned that. I played Sylvan Library and Howling Minds that way my whole life, and that is not how it works.
No, Torbjörn.
That is how
Torbjörn. Torbjörn.
Yeah. Yes.
And Danny, please. I'm the kinda judge in this event.
Yes.
So this is how it works. Draw phase begins. You draw 1 card for the draw phase. Howling, not triggers, gives you 2 more cards. You go to then upkeep and trigger. No, Sylvan triggers in the draw as well.
Draw step.
It's a trigger. The trigger resolves, lets you draw 2 more cards. Then you have drawn 5 cards. Sylvan's other text is put down 2 cards of the cards you have drawn this turn.
This draw step.
And that is all those. So you actually draw 5 cards and put 2 down. That is how it works.
Okay. Well, the last time I played a competitive legacy tournament, I got to learn these rules. So I'm sorry, you're wrong, but it's okay. But read the fucking rules.
Okay, I do know. Torbjörn, don't get aggressive here, but these are the rules. I know the rules.
It's just like I played Sylvan Library wrong for 22 years, and then someone told me the competitive ruling.
Okay. Okay. The thing is, you can't draw them at the same time immediately because there is you have a window for response by the opponent, but that's it. Otherwise, you can draw your card for the turn, you can draw your cards for Howling Mine, then you can trigger the Sylvan and draw those cards if the opponent doesn't answer in any way. Then the rest of the trigger resolves. So you don't draw them immediately. You have a chance to say something before the Sylvan, but that is it. Yes, you can. Because that... Okay, Torbjörn, this will be the ruling, mostly because it is correct, but also... In a tournament, there is a judge saying the ruling. This is the ruling. Perfect. Yes.
Correct. You are absolutely
No.
correct. Yes. So
So
Danny needs to keep the cards that he already had in his hand separate from the 5 cards that he
exactly.
draws this turn, and then put 2 of the cards that he has drawn this turn back, or pay life to keep them.
So that's the thing. He can't take the cards, the 5 cards drawn. He can't mix them together with his hand. But as long as he keeps those 5 separate, then he can put down any 2 of those 5 cards. And the thing is, if he shuffles them in with his 3 cards, then we have a big problem. Because the ruling there would be he takes 8, which he can't pay right now, which will be another ruling afterwards in a game rule violation. But right now, he keeps his 5 cards separate from the 3, and he can put down 2 of those 5 cards. The other 3 he keeps. Now, the webcam thing makes it a bit, because you can't really see his hands and so on all the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, you can. It is a strange card Sylvan Library. It's old school, it's old card, it's like it's super fine. Like rulings in old school are yeah. It is what it is. But
I think they've had to reword that card multiple times.
So now, guys, we're going to go back to the game. That is, he draws for turn, he draws 2 with Howling, 2 with Sylvan. That is 5 cards. If you don't have a response before the Sylvan now. And then he puts back... And then he can put back 2. Or, like... Yes. Exactly like that. Yeah, and that's a different thing because you trigger them separately and so on. So, but no worries at all. So now he has 5 cards. He's going to put back 2 or pay for life to keep 1, and we are going to cut off ourselves now and let you continue with the game. Cool, guys. So okay. I cut off his sound to stream because stream was going a bit haywire, saying what the fuck, dude. Okay, a couple of people also says here they've been playing for almost 10 hours. Also, Torbjörn is drunk because that's how we play. Like, do realize also that these interactions are hard. Like, these are very hard. I usually judge old school events. The things that happens are not easy. I sometimes like fuck up because I remember a card wrong or whatnot. Please do have understanding. Torbjörn is not a bad guy.
Yeah, Sylvan Library is a really weird card.
It,
I think
yes.
I only finally understand it now as a result of playing that card in the Vintage Cube on Magic Online and seeing that, okay, it puts the cards into my hand and then it just waits for me. And I think, okay, what's happening now? And it's waiting and I have to right click on a card and then either say pay for life to keep this or put it on top of my library.
Guys, I feel like this is happening. Demonic Tutor for Mana Short into play Time Vault and then untap it with Twiddle.
Mana Short?
What's happening? Just like we called it.
Did he play Time Vault under the demonic there that I don't see?
No, there's no Time Vault.
No, that's the Sylvan.
And now the question is, would you rather have that Suchi in play with Danny on his current life total, or would you rather have Danny with 4 more life but still have the Red Blast in hand?
Yeah, you're going to want that Red Blast.
Yeah.
because you're going to get another untapped step too. Even if you can't kill him in that turn, you're going to draw 3 more cards and 1 million more potential divine offerings.
Okay, here we have a tapped Time Vault. Yeah.
Judge.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that, but like, this is not Danny's first rodeo with this deck.
That resolves. That's it.
That resolves. It's not it. You can still fizzle. Like,
I know, especially in a deck because he only gets the 4
Yeah.
twiddles, not like Scryings where you get 7 or 8 twiddles.
because this is the first. Like, but if he can continue now, I would say it's game.
Right.
But this is the important 5 cards. But we have a question here in text from Cabo Kings. Should he get a Mano short?
Oh God.
You've never heard that one before.
Wah, wah. It is kind of cool. Not cool, but like there's a lot of cards in Magic. Obviously, mana's a big thing. There was
Yeah.
a time in Tempest where Thalakos, all those Thalakos cards were.
Yeah, Mano
Oh
Locos.
yeah, good point.
The shadow ones.
My name lends itself to a lot of things in Magic. I will say that.
So you say Thalakos.
How do you say it?
Yeah, how do you?
I've always said Thalakos.
I'm probably
But I have
saying
no idea.
No, I
No,
probably
I mean,
actually say
I'm
it as
wrong
you.
on just about every pronunciation. So
So am I. Welcome to the club.
I actually probably say it like you. But in Swedish, Talakos. But more the Thalakos,
Right.
not
So you're on my side.
Thalakos.
Thalakos.
But I have no idea how to
I
pronounce it.
feel like given my Greek heritage, I should have have final say.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
So decide.
It's Thalakos, obviously.
Okay.
It's Thalakos, it's Juzam, and it's Siobhan. Everyone knows this.
I also say
Oh,
Shivan,
Shivan.
but I'm sure that's wrong.
Oh, as I said earlier with this, I'll say Shivan.
Oh,
I think-
Not
what's going on in this game?
Shivan.
Let's actually see what's
Shivan.
happening. He's recalling for
Yeah, this is a
Monitor
recall. That's
and
5 mana. Time
Twiddle.
Walk, Twiddle.
but there's no time walk in there, is there?
He time walked first turn. Lost bottom card in the graveyard is time
Oh,
walk.
so time walk.
But
and
there's
Twiddle.
also a demonic and an ancestral. But we
Twiddle
have
is just better than Ancestral, though.
yeah, time walk is better than ancestral. Throwing away 2 Sylvans is just
Couldn't
amazingly.
you get a 3rd card there? Why wouldn't you go deeper with that?
Yeah, I
Just
don't
get the
know.
Demonic
We
Tutor
don't
as
know
well.
what he has in hand,
Right. I mean,
or if he has more cards in hand.
he just drew 1 million. I would assume he probably.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. He drew 1 million.
Someone's asking how many recall are allowed.
4.
copies.
4, yeah.
And that so Time Vault is unrestricted and Recall is unrestricted. 2 of the best unrestrictions, I would say, to have ever happened in the Swedish ban unrestricted list, just because it made this deck viable. It's not tier 1, but it makes so there is actually like a real combo deck that you need to think about when you build your deck.
So does Danny play any main deck counterspells? That would have been a reason to not do that.
Yes.
In case
He
he was
plays
sandbagging
he
a
plays
random
1
red
mana
blast.
mana drain and 1 counterspell, I believe.
So right, that's what I thought. So he has a couple. That's probably the last card in his hand there. Otherwise he just in case, because if he does randomly keep a random red blast and doesn't red blast that first twiddle for some reason, it would feel horrible to get blown out by it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, like that seems pretty. That seems like a good analysis of you, Mano. 2 main deck counterspells.
And a
See that?
mana drain, right? I know there's at least one.
Yeah, I saw 1 and I saw the mana drain, but his deck pictures lends itself to not
Exactly.
actually knowing.
It's all on him. Holy
Oh.
shit. Is that right?
He is wheeling.
So do you guys know the story of Danny on Twiddle Vault and Wheel against Ben Katz?
No, but
Had this exact same thing going on. Danny was at like 5, and he had Twiddle Vault fully locked up. Ben Katz was tapped out, and he wheeled, and Katz revealed 2 Psychic Purges, and he lost the unlosable game.
yeah, it's like you don't play Psychic Purge in Swedish BNR because there's no hymn.
Right.
But that's an amazing story. That's just
He had
beautiful.
the sideboard which they're pretty bad against Danny. His only actual discard card is Wheel of Fortune. And Danny was so livid that he kept him in. It was amazing. He was so mad at his opponent for like miss sideboarding. It was the greatest. And I had Ben on the pod talk about that interaction. It was so lovely.
I love it. But here, like, he's on 5. He has a city. Now we gave him 7 more cards. Red Elemental Blast and Lightning Bolt. Danny needs to think about now.
I think Lightning Bolt's probably fine at this point because he'll still get one more city tap if he ever had to do it. But you're right. Red Blast is a big deal. He's turning on Red Blast now.
And here comes a big... Oh, we have it. Red Blast is coming here. He's keeping 2 mana up, but if he counterspells and don't have a blue marks, I don't know if it's in play.
Does he have a turn in the queue?
Don't know. Blue Blast.
So that's game now. Now
Depends. Like, that was a Wheel of Fortune. It could be 7.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Recall was on the stack. I forgot about that one. Yeah, this should be game.
Right, because now he's fully tapped out. And the wheel's in his graveyard, so he doesn't have to take any more wheel risks. So
yeah,
he can't misplay even if he wanted to.
He goes to 4. 2 recalls has been used. And if Danny...
That's what I mean. He had another turn in the queue.
Oh, okay.
None of this matters a ton.
But
I mean, it
does
matter.
This is the thing. I've talked to Svante Landgraf here in chat a bit about it. Like, Svante do not agree with me here. But... like, if you don't have the fireball, there is actually that you can lose because you can't win.
You can. It's possible.
Like, I don't like not playing the fireball. Let's see.
The problem is, like, what's the actual probability that you lose that you fizzle out from this scenario, right? Like, is it like 1% or is it like 1.5%? I don't know. 2%?
I think it's more. I think it's more. I think it's 5.
Because you don't have mana short early and you have the fireball instead or whatever, right?
And I also agree with Tweedle that the fireball is good in many cases. It can take a hippie or something earlier. But yeah, Svante, this is not where drawing the win con is bad. It's way earlier. Yeah. But like even earlier, the fireball can do stuff, and then you can recall it later on.
Right. We're saying that if you draw the fireball on turn 2, when it could have been a counterspell, the second counterspell, or the first mana short, or the whatever.
Exactly. That's the reason not to play it.
So he's
2 Black Lotus. Now he's building up the mana to be able to do the kill.
Mark is saying that not playing Fireball is taking advantage of the good nature of the other old school players, but I think it's just Danny being Danny. I mean, if he could find a more complicated way of winning, he would probably go for that.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, because at Lobster Con last year, a tournament that I mentioned earlier, he played a 61st card Fireball in his Total Vault list just because he didn't want to do all this shit.
Exactly.
So, all over the map regarding this.
And Svante, we talked about it earlier, and he says it here as well. Even though he thinks it's bad, I don't agree with that statement. But Svante also say I would play it to save mind energy, like brain power, like. And I think you should play it just because making it a bit easier on everyone.
I mean, Danny could win with the Hive if he wanted to in this spot, and that would be totally Danny.
Oh yeah, right. like I've seen Danny do some stupid stuff.
You could just play a single factory over one of your blue lands. The deck is pretty. It has a lot of blue mana, right? It doesn't play strip. It doesn't play factory. It just plays library. So it's kind of long colored mana. You could just play one factory as a backdoor win con instead, which also casts things.
Yeah.
Then you might run into the Diamond Valley deck with the Wall of Earth. You can't that would be
a real shame, although you obviously can still do this Brain Geyser shenanigans.
So
he does.
Love you,
Okay.
Danny. Danny,
Thanks, Danny.
thank you. Thank you, Danny. That makes it way better for us. By the way, I want to tell everyone that right now the players are talking about sorry about the Howling Mine, Danny says, and Torbjorn like, no, that was my mistake. And if it seemed like I said Tax went toxic, I did not mean that, but I saw some people saying what's up with this guy and so on. I just want like, even there, I draw the line for this stream. That's how low my line is for this stream, just so you guys know. No calling out like that's a bad deck. Like, he's playing stupid deck. Even there,
Also,
I will draw the line on this stream, just so you know.
Torbjorn,
Even for Danny?
Sorry, what, Mano?
I said even for Danny, you'll draw that line? Against like a regular person, I would understand.
Okay,
that.
against everyone else.
Okay.
Like, we kind of expect playing a stupid deck, and if someone calls him out on it, it's pretty okay.
Right.
Like, if he didn't play the Fireball now, it's pretty okay to say, screw you, Danny.
See, I'm kind of the opposite. I kind of wanted to see him have to.
Yeah, I actually wanted to see it.
Managing it and then untap and Brain Geyser him for 50. You know, like that's the wheel. So the wheel helps out there. It's 7 less cards he has to Brain Geyser him for too, right? Like that's
Yeah. Am I a bad person for actually agreeing here that, yeah, I would have loved to see that?
Yeah. I've never seen it done IRL. Like I've
No, because
test drawn a
people
bunch of
scoop.
football, man.
Like, I play Fireball main deck. I will never do anything else in Twiddlevault. I've seen Svante play and just like, come on, this is my hand, scoop. That's his win con. And I'm like, but I've never seen it actually happen. Because people do have lives. And don't
Are
want...
you? I mean, I guess you're never 100%, but maybe you're just like above 99% there, right? So it's. I wonder, Svanta, what's like how often can you fizzle there? Are you listening to this? Like, is it 0.2%? What are we talking about here?
No, I think it's bigger. Like, you need to draw, like, it's maximum like 8 cards that keeps you going on. So the percentage is absolutely not point something.
All right, so you think it's higher than that then?
But getting to somewhere here in chat, forcing a draw is definitely against the OS spirit, I'd say. Yeah, but it's the finals. They can't force
unless
a draw.
it's divine intervention.
Yeah.
In which case, that's totally fine.
Oh, I was so close playing it last weekend. We had a singleton tournament, best of 1. So no draws, because it's best of 1. I was like, I'm going to play Divine Intervention as my only win con. That had made me a douche. I did not do it.
Okay. Well, I do remember reading in one of the old magazines a deck list that was meant to be the most annoying deck. And yes, it played Divine Intervention as its draw condition. And it also played Soldier of Fortune just to make the opponent shuffle their library.
Yeah. Soldier of Fortune is one of the most horrible cards ever. Like, target player shuffles his or her library. Like,
Yes.
That is really annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. So we also have here from Blazer. So would you comment through a top 8 with 7 the deck mirrors without complaining about the top 8 metagame? No, I would complain a lot.
Yeah. That's an easy one.
Yeah. Like,
Wait, what's the eighth deck?
yeah,
that's-
excellent. It depends on the 8th deck. If it's Twiddlevault without Fireball and wins, then it's okay. But no, like, I have never said that I'm logical in all these decisions, what I like and don't like. Why be logical, Mano?
Right. That's what when you have a platform like this, you don't have to be logical. You can just say whatever the hell pops into your brain, especially after 10% beers, which is you're on like 14 regular American lagers at this point. So whatever pops into your head and you spit out is totally fine.
Yeah, like, almost 2 of these is almost a bottle of wine.
Right. That's another
Yeah, 5 of them are about 2 bottles of wine.
5 or 2 bottles, and you probably had 6. So you've had a little over 2 bottles of wine. What's the bottle of wine to Budweiser conversion rate? Do we know that one offhand?
Budweiser is about 4.2,
Yeah,
wine 12, so Bud is a third, so 700 in a bottle of wine. 1421, it's 2 liters. Budweiser is 33, so about 6 buds.
About 6 buds per bottle. So I was exactly right, just over. So 2 bottles is 12 buds, and you're a little over that. You're at about 14 Budweisers.
Yeah, that's not much at all. That's why that's why I still can commentate. I'm taking it easy today.
Honestly, I couldn't. If I had 14 Budweisers, even over whatever this is, 8 hours, I wouldn't be great, Bob. I really wouldn't.
I remember on the Arvika tournament where I had 18 Guinness. That was my stomach felt a bit bad.
Yeah, that's just so much stuff to ingest, let alone the alcohol content.
But like this is more like that's the thing. Guinness for me is the Budweiser of stouts. It's like water, but it still has this creamy thing that makes the stomach go.
Right,
sometimes.
And that's after 2. You had 18. Jesus.
Okay, we have Albino Turtle here. Gordon couldn't do that math if it wasn't about beer.
He's I don't think he's wrong.
I won't say he's not right. Is that okay?
Let's meet in the middle, somewhere between wrong and not right.
That seems okay. I missed the Alcometer on stream. Yeah, I'm actually... Where should I put it? We have some guys here while they're shuffling up, because they take half an hour to shuffle up, and as I say that, we go to the game, because they just started.
I love that so much. They do spend a lot of time shuffling, these guys.
Yeah, but that makes us be able to talk about Budweisers.
Wait, is this...
Wow, they're right into it though.
No, but they have a huge graveyards. What's been going on?
Yeah, what happened? Because I've checked all the time here, and then... It's a Wheel of Fortune there, so it was Black Lotus Wheel of Fortune, and that's why there's so much happening, even though there hasn't been a lot of turns.
I was worried about, because the life totals were very low, but those are clearly the life totals from last.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so it looked like Danny was wheeled into a Black Lotus of his own.
Yeah.
Into double Mox, double Sylvan.
Do you disenchant a Sylvan there?
No.
No.
Like a
No, not in a million years.
Is so weak.
Yeah, that seems bad. I'm kind of hoping my opponent disenchants Sylvan.
Yeah, that's 1 disenchant less.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, drawing the second
sorry,
Sylvan is...
Torbjörn, this seems evil to say almost. Sorry about that. But yeah, we don't believe it was the correct choice. But like, also, we need to keep in mind, have Torbjörn played against Twiddlewalt before? We don't know. Right. And you guys, the first time you play against a deck like this, how many mistakes did you do?
I probably made a lot, but I can tell you I never once disenchanted a Sylvan.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to make this fine, man. Don't rub it in.
The card doesn't even do anything. Even if it by itself, it's like the worst card in old school. Why would you ever kill it? It's just like a free him when they play it.
Yeah.
People in chat are saying that he should have been saving it for a Lotus.
Yeah, or anything. Yeah, sure. Or
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Don't be so nice, Gordon. We have here as well. Yeah, I'm not always being known as the nice guy, but thanks. But yeah, he has played against it. I think we can
be nice and call something out when it happens. Like, it's fine. We're human beings, right? We make mistakes.
Yes,
it's fine.
Absolutely. But we also hear from Blazer here, he beat Danny in the Swiss, so he has played against it. We have no idea how those games went. If he just steamrolled Danny without getting to see the intricacies or so, we don't know. But yeah.
Presumably he turn 1 cryptid him, or game 1 cryptid him. That's what we assume.
Exactly. Absolutely. Like, how would you else win against Twiddlewalt? Except with your main deck 1 crypt that does nothing against any deck in the format except this.
Right. He drew his 1 crypt and he didn't draw his 3 swords. Must be nice.
Yeah.
What's Danny transmuting for here? He's transmuting him a mana vault with,
Howling?
I guess 3 in his pool. Is
Howling.
he getting probably just howling? Yeah.
It depends on what he has in hand, of course, but like Howling is the most important card in the deck. Like Time Vault is second. Oh. Okay, he needs mana apparently. Yeah, okay.
Does he have Brain Geyser maybe?
But I don't know. But mana, you do know you are pronouncing it wrong. He plays Howling there instead. No, and no lands. No lands. No, there's one land, one island, but still. Oh my god! And yeah, the thing I was going to say, Olan is saying it in chat. Mano, you do know it's pronounced Brain Geezer. It's
Who's
an
saying
old
that?
geezer.
Vagina missed himself?
Yeah, Olan.
All right.
but I'm with him on this one. It's a Brain Geezer. Don't ever forget.
Today on his new podcast with Seb, Monster of the Week, he said it within about 10 seconds. Go to my blog, vaginamiss.com, to see all these dick pics. And it was like the greatest 10 seconds in podcast history, I feel like. I loved it so much.
Like, Olan is one of those. I wanted him to come on today, but I knew he was playing. And last time I asked him, he was like, "No, I don't want to." Wow. but he actually went on and did a great job last week on stream. Okay. So land pass here from Torbjörn, because he drew 2, Howling Mine.
He has a card in hand, yeah. I think we should comment on how important balance has been in this. And mentioning that he doesn't play balance. And in general, I have a problem not playing balance as often as I should. And I've come to the conclusion that if you have 3 or 4 Cities of Brass and a Pearl in your deck, you should just play balance.
But like, I'm on the side, I don't like balance, because it's so, oh my god, it's taken so much damage here. Israel, thank you so much for the subscription. You just gave your Prime subscription to me. I am so happy. And you do know, now you get to use the best emote on the whole of Twitch, Magic Twitch. The As Garfield Intended emote. Garfield with the meme sunglasses. AGI. AGI is the new cool. But yeah, like, I don't like balance. Okay, Mana Drain,
is
the
there
demonic.
an argument for playing cards like balance that are high impact, but sometimes dead cards in a deck that has 4 recall?
Yeah,
maybe this is a
absolutely.
fallacy, but it's like, oh, I'll put some bad cards in the deck and then I'll...
No, but like, we talked about that earlier about Torbjörn's deck, because Jalam Tomb, he can play the Tormod, because he can throw it away. Like, it is absolutely a reason to play those more, not bad cards, but situational cards.
Yeah, situational.
If you have another way to use situational cards, they become way better to put in your deck.
I mean, Danny's also playing a deck with a pile of Felwars and Mana Vaults and Howling Mines and Time Vaults and ways to spew artifacts, which make balance even better and turn it into his own Mind Twist, you know? Like, in a vacuum, it's a very good balance deck. It's just a big cost, I guess, here. But here's what you can just do. You can cut the Fireball for balance every time, right? That's the easy play.
And we have here from Langar, but it doesn't help you. The same as Fireball. Like, I don't play balance in decks that can play balance, because I think it's the classic fog conundrum. You remember the times where you're just like, fog, and then attack for the win back. But you don't remember the 5 times it was in your hand doing nothing.
The classic fog conundrum, said no one ever, till right
now. Okay. To be fair, Langeroff, you are... Yes, I'm not playing balance because it's white. That's also true.
Right.
But yeah. But like, yeah.
I'm just saying, in general, I have a bias. I have a blind spot for balance, and I have not played it in some spots that I know that I should have, because it does things like this. Even when maybe on paper or maybe in theory crafting, it doesn't seem to make the most sense. But it's fucking balance, you know? He just mind twisted his opponent for 5 and killed one of his 2 lands.
Yeah. And now he's going to make him draw his whole hand again with a time twister, apparently. Go drunk, Gordon. You're home. Yeah, I'm home. By the way, this beer. 7 years in the beer cellar.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. Like, neither of you are big beer guys. This seems like the bad opportunity to do this.
No.
I'm also thinking, how many times have I moved in the last 7 years? And yeah, there's just no way.
Oh, I had a beer cellar at my last apartment as well. It's important for my
prerequisite. Whenever you look at new apartments, it's mandatory they come with a beer cellar.
Yeah. How else
what
would
kind
you?
Of question is that, right?
Yeah, like go drunk. You're home.
Yeah. So we time twisted. He's up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. He's up 2 mana sources, a Sylvan and a Howling Mine.
Yeah, but we have Disenchant mana up on the other side of the table.
And we have time twister variants. So while he's pretty far ahead in this game, it's by no means over at all.
No, like if I was Danny, I would have preferred not to time twister. I think he feels the same. So that means his hand wasn't great. So because this is a like roll the die and hope for the best, and there's something happened with the stream from Torbjorn's side. I can still see him on my second thingy here. Nothing is happening there right now.
Has Danny played a land this turn?
I don't know.
I feel like no. Okay. No.
Make it rain.
Yeah, getting to draw 7 with 3 mana and a land drop, that feels pretty powerful.
Yeah, 4 mana,
yeah,
right?
like it's...
Oh, and yeah, drawing Lotus never hurts.
2 mana for
and he has 8 life, so if he needs to ship the turn or something like that, it's... But if he plays mana short on his own turn, I'm guessing he drew a pretty good 7.
Right, he has Time Vault and Twiddle, obviously.
Yeah.
But now it's fine.
This is interesting, because...
So we got the...
But
like one white, 1 blue, it doesn't do shit. Yeah. What did you say, Chambers?
Right. Yeah, I was just saying, playing the Red Elemental Blast there is not achieving a lot.
No, but he can't, like...
If he's tapped out, he can't play it anyway, so like...
Right, but what I'm thinking...
Yeah, but it's better to save it.
If he had a Disenchant there, for example, maybe it was better to fire off the Disenchant.
Oh, for sure. And I'm assuming he didn't have a Disenchant there.
Yeah, me too. But it may actually be more correct to just save it.
Yeah.
And hope Danny can't win. So you can untap and have that left.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's essentially saying, I want to give up this Red Blast to keep this Tundra untapped.
Exactly.
For what purpose? I don't know. Force Spike is the only thing I can think of.
So Danny, I mean, he's gonna, if he can't, he's not in a great spot, right? He's only gonna get to draw 4, keep 2. I'm assuming he has a Twiddle in his hand, but like his opponent is now gonna get to untap if he ever gets to untap with 9 fresh cards and a pile of mana. So Danny's not in like a out of the woods at all. Like he clearly has a Twiddle. That's what's happening here. But this is a very important top 4 cards for him.
Yeah, I don't even know how many cards he has in hand.
2. He's down to 2.
He just showed. Because Sylvan and those things that we talked about earlier here. So this is a great finals, by the way, guys. Can we just appreciate that for just a second while he checks his card?
It really is.
We're on game 3. We have a combo deck against a control like mid-range. Like it's a great matchup, and like
I'm a little sad that there are no Emerald Dragonflies in this final though.
I'm pretty happy about it. So Danny's still considering his 2. It must be a tricky one if it's not an obvious choice for him, which means he might have to give him an untap, which would make him fairly upset that he spent that red blast. I think you're right, Chambers. Because if he untaps, plays land, he'll have 5 mana. He'll have access to 3 pieces of interaction, you know, or 3 at minimum. He could play a Mox or something and have potentially 4.
Yeah.
You're saying that Torbjorn can have
He could if he gets
interaction?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think he has any disenchants in hand at the moment, so...
Oh, that's a good point. So what is this, Twiddle and Time Twister? Doesn't he have Time Twister in his graveyard?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you get Time Twister there? Because now he's tapped out. Now it's a pretty safe Time Twister, right?
Yeah, that's 7 cards of 3 mana.
Right. I think I would have probably done that. Now this turn, you can fire.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Oh, nice.
That's
With
7
the
cards for
library.
3 mana as well, without. But okay, he has 1 more turn. That's a lot of cards. Still,
library.
I would still say like 5% fizzle rate. Like,
I don't know, he's got the library, so that's 8 cards, and then another
Now he gets
yeah,
to draw.
it's a
Next
lot
turn.
of cards.
12 cards he gets
Yeah,
to see.
and then Sylvan Howling draw step because it's untapped.
In
so
fact, he
14.
can activate the library again on his
Another
extra
library
turn.
card. He is extremely favored now.
Yeah,
We're
like
talking-
15 cards.
Yeah.
15 cards.
We're talking 96%, I think.
I don't know. Like, I'm still keeping around 5%. Like, 1 every 20th game, you draw the wrong 15.
Yeah, I could be a little high. I'm not that seasoned in this.
Maybe 3%.
So
Like,
this is
but it
complicated.
isn't
He's-
like this is completely over. You can't scoop to this.
No.
Danny activated the library while he still had only 7 cards in hand. So he's getting 1 from the library, 1 from his regular draw, 1 from Howling Mine, and 2 more from Sylvan Library.
His recall and 2 twiddles, so that'll do it.
He's trying to broker a concession.
All right, so we did it. Danny can finally be done with this. It finally happened.
I think so.
Two turns in the queue. Don't go too low on cards because you want a Sylvan, but I think, or because you want a library, but I think he has.
So we have in chat here, Torbjorn doesn't concede. He has lost a lot of matches he could have won by conceding too soon in the past.
That's amazing.
And that's the thing, like, you learn from your mistakes. I've done the same in like this situation, like, I don't want to spend my time here, and the opponent like, I'll check the last 4 cards. No, I couldn't. Like, oh fuck.
No, but that was a jab though, I think, right? I think that's your 14th beer coming out, Gordon. He's saying he should be a better conceder because maybe if he conceded more aggressively, he'd have more time to win matches that he couldn't have otherwise.
That's a way. I have no idea what's happening with the stream here in the through OBS right now, but yeah. But we have a lot of cards being put into different piles. And
So I tend not to concede in many situations because as my chance of winning goes down, the
Basically over.
excitement of the possible comeback goes up. So it kind of maintains an equilibrium. If I think I'm 10% to win, then obviously I keep playing because I've got a 10% chance. If I think I'm like 0.5% to win, then I think, oh, this will be a great story if I end up coming back from this
Yeah,
position.
but like-
so I have to keep playing. But in this situation, it wouldn't be a great story because it would just be, well, I was sitting there watching for 20 minutes and then my opponent fizzled.
no, but I like LSV a bit, and last I think it was Constructed Resources or so. He said, I think it was that or the last game, whatever, was like, would you concede if you have a 5% chance of winning? Like, no. Would you concede if you have 1% of winning? Yes. How do you know that the 1% isn't 5%? Are you so sure at your math? No. Therefore, you should not concede. Limited resources, because it was with Marshall. But I want to do a big shout out here while they're doing stuff. In chat right now, there's a link to a Patreon. It is not the Wak-Wak Patreon, even though I would love for you to become Wak-Wak Patreons. This is more important. This is Slamfan's Patreon. Tolaria. The Modo of old school. Like, for real. I remember the words you said early on the stream when you joined Manu. Like, this is where all online tournaments will be held. This is where you will do it with webcam. Because you can, if you register as a player when it's not in alpha, you can't do it right now. You can just check, are there any new tournaments? And they will pop, oh, I want to be this. And you click, and you join the tournament. And then everything is there. You never need to go anywhere else. So it's your app to do everything. Play the games and all. Like, do support Slamfan. He's also done the best event organizer app for iPhone and so on that's on the App Store, MTG Events. It is so much more high quality than everything else. Like, support him. If you were thinking of becoming a Wak-Wak Patreon for what we do, site, whatever, become a Slamfan Patreon. Yeah, that was my shout out. Now we can go back to the very interesting game where it happens a lot of things.
No, I'd rather spend more time talking to Slamfan. He's one of the greatest assets to our community.
Yeah, but like, for real, the MTG Events app, because before Slamfan did that one, this will sound like infomercial. Before Slamfan did his app, I always struggled when I needed to do old school events. I tried Wizards Event Reporter, but I need to be a TO registered with Wizards. Then I looked at the App Store, the Android App Store, and couldn't find things. I tried 10 different apps. None of them worked. Or Challenge, which is a great site, didn't have the correct tiebreakers for Magic, because it was made for chess, tennis, and so on. But then Slamfan saw the same problem and made an amazing app. MTG Events. And Arbiter, thank you very much for the follow.
And not only is he the inventor of MTG Events, he's also a customer. He uses that app all the time.
Oh yeah. Like, we've done all the beta testing of that app. We're now doing the beta test with Tolaria, which is like the next step level. He's also, MTG Events is connected to Tolaria. So you do Tolaria events in real life as well. So you get a web interface for MTG Events, not just an app anymore. And hey, it's crazy.
He also has a tier 0.4 mustache, which should be mentioned. Full on.
Oh yeah, that mustache.
I think it might be the best mustache I've ever seen in real life.
I actually know a guy who, okay, this seems stupid. He competed in the World Championship of Mustaches. Okay. And he does every year. No. But he competes in the same style, because they have different, like, you have weight groups, they have style groups of mustaches. Yeah. He competes in the same style as Slamfan. It is, though, actually nicer. Sorry, Slamfan, but he got a bronze.
Professional. It's fine.
You haven't competed yet. I'll send you the link to compete next year.
Gordon, can you just send everyone a link to Slamfan's mustache? Just blast everyone.
Okay.
You don't have that on hand?
Slamfan is in chat. Can you send us a link to your mustache? I have no idea how you do it, but you probably can do it. I just
Right, that's another great point. You wake up tomorrow morning, and regardless of who you are, you're gonna have a picture of Slanfan's mustache in your inbox. We don't know how he's gonna get it done, but he'll find a way to get it done.
that seems slum funny, at least. He's a master hacker.
So what is? I can't believe he hasn't conceded left. Danny literally just recalled for 4 twiddles.
Yeah, now they're counting how many cards should I draw and have. Let's see.
Is there a chance that
Okay,
Danny's
there-
first result is like? No, there's no way. He must have 1 recall left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay, right now the players are talking. Danny made a mistake, and then like, oh, how many cards do I have and whatnot, and oh, sorry, and I don't think you cheat. Torbjorn, like, they had some, oh, how many cards is it, and so on, and Danny like, this is very complicated. I'm trying to be quick, and that's usually where I end up in these decks. I feel so bad, so I make mistakes because I'm trying to be quick to not be evil to the opponent.
We should also say Danny's in the finals of a tournament, trying to win a tournament with his baby that he's been working on for 2.5 years. And there's some nerves, like the last thing you want to do is punt away here and randomly like take too many turns and dry on your own draw phase or something, who knows? So he's trying to be super careful.
Yeah. Okay.
No, please don't.
Oh, Torbjorn just said, it's the finals. It's no time. Let's give people a show. And just, Danny, do your thing. Okay, I'm gonna put them on stream now.
Gonna go.
Here you have the players on
Big old
stream.
recall. 3.
And maybe
Or
you can
5.
teach someone about the deck that never seen the deck and never understood how it works.
Are we evil to put him on
And they're
stream
like,
without him
oh
knowing?
my god, that's insane. I want to play that shit.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna recall for 2. Thank you.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna discard.
Because I
Those
just
two.
love Torbjorn's
Take it
attitude
back.
here. Like, if someone have never seen this, if this can get people to play it, just do your thing. I love that
So
attitude.
my headphones
You
are
don't
just,
want
like,
to
on the
encourage
side,
people to
juice.
do this, though. That's the problem.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
It encouraged people to be what, Mano?
Okay.
1, 2, I'm just counting his
So
mana.
many.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Okay,
14,
perfect.
15,
Okay,
16,
so
17,
I've got these 2
18,
cards in my hand.
20. I think if he has one more mana source in hand, he can fireball for 20. So
Play both
should
of
be.
those.
There it is, Pearl. Okay,
I
good.
have to take another turn, so 3 turns after this.
Just the sentence. So I'll take another turn.
Tap,
3
little-
turns after this.
Also, we missed this earlier, but Danny just went
I played
recall
land
for
over
2,
this turn.
discard Mind Twist, and something else good, and I'll get back Mox Pearl and Black Lotus. So you're in trouble when your opponent's recalling away their Mind Twist for a Mox
Okay,
Pearl.
cool. Go to my next turn.
That's when you know it's for
There's
real.
only 3 cards in there.
Right.
Okay, I'm thinking the win comes this turn.
Yeah, he has enough now, and he's gonna.
And let's see, I'm just gonna count my mana sources.
He's just making sure. Is it in his hand? If it's in his hand, then I blame Danny for making us all do all this shit.
No, but he's counting.
13.
If it's still in his deck, though, because the only thing that matters is that he doesn't deck himself, right?
No,
21.
21. He just counted that he has 21 mana.
Okay, go to draw, look at the
Go to draw.
top 3.
So Blazer
4, 5,
says,
6,
look,
7
there's a
cards.
point for showing decks people never want to see being played in real life. Because people scoop and never see how they... Yeah, but like... The same for people playing... Like, Blazer, don't you like this? Like, for real, a yes or no answer. Blazer, do you think this is as Garfield intended or not?
Okay. Land, here it is. Are you ready for this?
No, but Fanta is making a point. Like,
Yeah.
red.
there's almost no chance that he brought in Blue Blast, but like,
Two,
just in case, you might want to twiddle that
three.
land.
I actually would.
19 life. 4, 5. So these are in addition to the red. 5 in addition to the red.
But like, no, I will be so
Six,
bummed out
7,
if there's a Blue
9,
Blast,
10,
because
11,
I think
12,
that's
13, 14,
I think Danny will still win in that case.
18,
He's got 2 more turns in the bank,
19.
Yeah,
and he'll just do it all
okay.
again for
Yeah,
a few more turns.
he does need a recall.
he might be out of recall.
Here's one more. I'm guessing he plays 4.
His
So
counter fell up.
19
It's
plus red.
relevant.
No, Beb.
Blue Blast.
No, he says Blue Blast, puts down the. Oh, that's nice.
I'm happy for you.
Amazing.
Oh,
Thank you.
He had counter and another recall and regrowth to like
I
do the
like
time twister engine all over again if he had to. Okay.
So guys, I would like to bring in the players as guests,
Sure,
but I
I'm happy to
can
sign
bring
off.
in 2, so I'm going to sign off you, Chambers, if that's okay with you.
No problem at all.
So glad.
Very fun hanging out with both of
Yeah,
you.
so
Hey,
amazing having
Pleasure.
you here, and we'll do it again.
Okay, bye.
So, Chambers, we're going to say bye bye, Chambers, and see if we can bring in the players instead. Just waiting to see if the players can change their cameras to their faces. And Mano, what do you think about that finals while we're waiting for the players?
I think it was awesome. I think it seemed to take longer maybe than it should have, but it was a great display of everything old school. We got to see insanely powerful plays on both sides, first turn time twisters, balances to 0 cards and killing lands and all the stuff that old school is famous for. We got to finally see Danny win a tournament with his baby that he's been working on forever.
Oh yeah, that's
Presumably he's done with this and we can all go about our business now. But we'll find out. That's my one question for him.
yeah. I'm seeing the I'm looking at the players here and I can't see them changing the camera yet. So we'll talk for a couple of more minutes to see that they get the cameras to their faces, and so we can bring them in and guest and ask how it is. And like if they want the smoke before the interview, I think that's okay as well. And I said that because I saw Torbjörn like.
Man, I'm so glad I'm not addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah, same here. I'm addicted to candy. You couldn't believe that because I haven't eaten, but that's because I need to talk all the time. It's so
Is that
hard.
Andy, what is that
Oh,
nonsense?
this is the thing that no one else likes
Yeah.
except Swedes and Finnish people.
Exactly.
The licorice, the salty licorice thing.
It looks like cyanide. It looks like a cyanide tablet. It tastes like it too, I presume. That's just ugh.
Yeah, if you're not from here, most people say yeah.
Oh, gross.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
see.
candy. I'm a big fan myself, but I mentioned candy. The candy rankings on my podcast about a month ago, and people reached out to me a little bit. Simon Christie reached out. He was so upset with like my talking up Hershey's and various American garbage candy companies that he sent me a care package full of like good European candy and stuff. And I will say some of it was fine, some of it was good, but like that like Cadbury flavor of chocolate, that like milkier, creamier chocolate, Lindt also, just not for me. I literally prefer regular Hershey's chocolate, which sounds absurd and obviously paints me.
Yeah, but the Hershey's is just sugar. It's no chocolate in Hershey's even.
There's some cocoa. I'm sure there's some. It's just three
Like
ingredients,
maybe
right?
some
Milk, cocoa, sugar. Right. But,
milk, like milk, cocoa, sugar.
Let's find out. I'm curious.
Danny is shouting out to us, asking if we can hear him. But so I just need to tell him that we can't hear him. We're just ignoring him because we are talking on stream to the chat and so on until he can fix his camera.
Oh, he's in the chat right now. He's yelling at me. Or he's in.
Yeah, because we really want to have a winner's interview, but it seems like Danny maybe is not able to fix his camera from his battlefield. But that may be... Like, I feel that is a boring way to end the stream, with Danny not showing his face, just showing his playmat.
Yeah.
That would be boring.
I want to see his face. Yeah.
Yeah. So he is ready. We're just waiting for Torbjorn to come back after the smoke, which is a well-deserved smoke after sitting 20 minutes watching Danny play Magic. Like, it's that classic... We talked about it earlier, Mano. The zero-sum game.
Yeah.
Which Chambers did not think was true. That, like, you have 100% fun, and then you just divide it. And I think the last 20 minutes, we divided it to 0-100. What do you think?
I don't think Danny was even at 100. I think Danny was at like 64. And Thorbjorn was at like 0. So they somehow managed to take the total of 100 and bring it down to 64.
Yeah, I would have said that it was on like 120, just because actually winning a tournament with Twiddlewalt, like Twiddlewalt has come close to with the couple of players who plays it, but never actually gone the full way. And Danny is one of those who have played it a long time,
right,
and so on.
Well, it's a different animal too, because I know a lot of the good finishes have been in scryings where you get Emerald Charm, but there's some back and forth regarding that, right? Because in scryings, Reanimator is also a thing. So you see a pile of Tormod's Crypts in those sideboards, and so you can argue that fighting through Crypts makes the deck worse than Emerald Charm makes it better. I don't know where I stand on that.
Yeah.
I still think I'd rather have the Emerald Charms, but I think it's close.
Yeah, Scryings is a different beast, so to speak. But with that said, let's bring in the players and say welcome to our finalists, Danny and Torbjorn.
Yes.
Welcome to the stream, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a bad picture of you, Danny, right now, but
Let
it'll
me
work.
see.
No. It will work out in a couple of seconds. It's not on your end.
Okay, cool.
If you've never seen Danny for the first... Guys, this is what Danny looks like if you've never seen him before. That's
Yeah,
just how...
very trolly, just doing his own stuff, don't caring about the opponent, saying, screw you, I'm doing my thing. Torbjorn, what do you have to say to that thing? How does Danny feel?
I'm glad he won. He told me he never won with that deck, so he deserves it.
I have an important question to lead off with Thorbjorn, and is your shirt just a shirt that says pizza on it?
Yes.
Oh, we love it.
It just says pizza?
It's
Why? Where did it come from? What's the story behind it? Do you just love pizza that much? Because I totally get it, but...
love fucking pizza, but they are talking with the Fila logo, and also it's a skate brand.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I'm a skateboarder, so pizza is a skate brand.
Oh,
Okay.
it
That makes
is.
a little more sense.
I had no idea. I just remember
It's a thing.
from like the
Google
90s,
it.
Stussy and those brands. Stussy.
Yeah.
And those brands
I
from the
love-
90s. That's like where my skate thing ends.
Yeah. It's a great brand.
But like, that was an amazing final to see. Like the full out combo deck against the control-ish mid-range is like, it's the perfect thing. You have oh, there was the Talaria ringing in my ears. And you have so many. We're beginning with the Thorbjorn thing here. Like, you have so many answers to what Danny does, but your clock is very slow.
Yes.
Which
Really
is the
slow.
problem there. Or how would you describe the matchup? after seeing this? Because you won in the Swiss, we heard.
Yes, I did. And it's funny because I won in the Swiss. I won the first round against him. And the second round, he was going off. And he was like, do you want to scoop so we can go to the third game? And I was not sure because I played a lot of combo decks myself. And sometimes they just go off and they don't do anything. But I scooped and I won the third game. And I told him, I hope we'll meet in the finals so we can play out the games without the timer.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But okay, I think Mono has a question. I think Mono has a question there.
I have a lot of questions, actually. I'll keep them quick.
But you have one card main deck.
Yeah, so in game one, did you win game one on the back of your main deck Tormod script? Please say yes.
Tormod script is the MVP in my deck. It's so good, it's insane. I've usually played it in just regular Millstone decks, but I had a free slip in this deck, and it's been so good. It's been really good.
But okay, I have so many follow-up questions. I'm going to tell you two of them now. Get Danny to answer first. One question for you after Danny is, how has it been good? And the other question is, Danny, did you know he has a Tormod script main deck that could just kill your deck completely, almost?
I mean, that shit came out game 2 and my mind was blown. And I 2-for-1 myself to get rid of it or something like that. I think I like broke a Lotus to Chaos Orbit. It was so bad. And he just like RFG'd like a Time Walk and I think a Howling Mine. It wasn't that good. It was really early on, but it's like, I can't keep on playing the game like this. Man, that was just such bad news. And then game 3, it came out again. I was just like, well, because it's funny because I really feel that, like Mano was saying, I think I've told Mano about this. I think Twiddle Vault's way worse than Scrying's because people are playing Tormod script and the extra like twiddle effects that, that also destroy enchantment, which is sweet because, energy flux is a huge problem. Blood Moon's a problem. It doesn't matter because Tormod script is so much worse for you than whatever incremental advantage you get from a card like Emerald Charm. And then there it was. And that was the only match I lost in the Swiss.
So, yeah, because if I was playing Twiddle Vault, I do own 4 Vaults because, I'm that kind of guy.
I know you are.
Sorry, Torbjörn, I actually rooted for Danny because of that. Sorry, but yeah. But like, how is Tormod script MVP? Because you're the only person I've seen in many tournaments playing it main deck.
Yeah, the thing is, I just because of the pandemic, I don't get to play Magic anymore like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I've been gold fishing decks by myself for 7 months. I really don't like to play online, so I don't get to play with other people. But still, I was building this deck, and I was like, okay, I have this one slot. I need another card. The 4th Swords to Plowshare is not the correct answer. The 4th Lightning Bolt is not the correct answer. And I just snuck in the Crypt. And I got to play some games with a friend of mine called David and playtested a bit in this local pub in Oslo. And I suddenly I just won some games of the fucking Tormod script. Yeah, it was okay. What's this about? And I just stuck with it. It is highly underplayed. And if you white is probably the best color by far in old school, with the swords and the disenchants and everything. Swords do still remove things, but with the disenchants and everything. It's just such a good card. And
But how?
Okay,
Mano,
hold
you
on a
take it
second.
from here.
I got an answer. I got an answer to this. Okay. So I think you all have seen these two cards before.
Yep.
Tormod's Crypt counters both of these, and these are two of the most broken cards in the format. And the funny thing is, if somebody forgets Tormod's Crypts in play because nobody thinks about it, it's just counterspell for either of these cards.
But that's
It
kind of
is.
spelled for two.
And also, it's like after goldfishing the deck like 50,000 times, there's so many scenarios where I play both wheel and twister, and there's so many scenarios where I was like, okay, now I have 7 cards I can draw, but if I draw with the library, I may have to discard. So I needed one other 0 cost or something in the deck, and the crypt was the answer.
Did it matter? I have a question. Did it matter that you were on the 2 Jalem tomes so you could afford some sort of weird corner case cards that if they suck, you could just Jalem tome away in the right matchup? Did that factor into your decision?
Of course, but I will seldom discard the Torment Script because it's way too good.
Okay, I love it. I found a player who loves Torment Crypt. I am
It's silly.
I'm done.
And the Jalem Tomes is also highly underplayed, but
oh yeah. We actually gave you some props there.
Never make a deck anymore that doesn't include 1 crypt. Never.
We may have found the person that loves Tormod's Crypt more than anyone, and the person that hates Tormod's Crypt more than anyone, and they met in the finals of the tournament.
Okay, hold on.
And that's just.
I've got comments on this. First of all, Tormod's Crypt is one of the greatest win conditions of all time, especially if you're going to build a do-nothing deck. There's nothing cooler than Mind Twist and Time Twister recursion with Tormod's Crypt to finish it off and having no other win condition. That's incredibly cool, especially in these potentially untimed
Because you played
single day web events.
Danny, you played the you have a play style that is very close to mine. I will never say anything else, but because you also played the let's play 4 copy artifacts and 2 millstones as the win cons.
Yeah,
and
why not?
Maybe a Torment Script, because if I don't mill both Regrowth and Time Twister in the same mill or so, it can still fuck up it all. Then Torment Script, the millstone only win con with a Torment Script.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Mano seems to not like this.
No, it's I actually misspoke. It's clear that Danny does love himself a Tormod's Crypt win con deck, but specifically in this deck, Tormod's Crypt keeps him up at night and gives him nightmares when he's playing.
That's absolutely, that's a totally fair point, and I think
we hoped so much for the Torment Crypt game 1.
I mean, I played no spells game 1. You guys all should have been knocked off your socks watching that. I played 0 spells. I played only lands, and 2 of them were destroyed.
No, I was actually leaving to get this 7-year-old stored barley wine from my beer cellar from North Coast Brewery. So when I got back, you had already lost.
It did not take very long. I had no chance. Our game 1 was like that as well in the Swiss. It had what was it? Sapphire, Ancestral, Lotus, Mox, Land, Mind Twist. I think I went
No. The Time Walk, Time Twister with Sapphire, Lotus, Land.
No. I'm saying in the Swiss.
Oh, in the
Swiss. Described
Swiss.
happened.
Torbjörn, you're the evil being.
Yeah, both of our game 1s were not games at all. It was incredible. And I think I went land go, and I was on a mull. So I had 5 cards in hand. And so he gets my whole hand other than 1 or something like that. And there he is sitting there with 6 and a ton of board development. That game took no time.
We have some comments here in chat. Danny, you're in trouble going forward. Everyone is going to have Torment Crypt main from now on. And the other comment is Torment Crypt just went from $7 to $50.
All right.
Well, this could be the long con by Danny because which leads into my next question. Because now that you've done it, you've been near the precipice quite a few times, and finally you've conquered it with this deck, with your beloved baby. Does that mean you're putting it on the shelf, and now you
That's
can go ahead and
correct.
play decks that maybe don't get destroyed by Crypt, or are you going to still play this thing in the future?
I don't know when I'm ever going to play this deck again because I've played this deck straight so many goddamn tournaments in a row. Like, I've been doing this for like 2 years now, and I think it's like two or three top fours, 2 top 8s, 3 times in the finals, and I was just like, well, I got to win this eventually, and I'm never playing this thing. I can't. You know what it's like playing this for like 8 rounds? I've done this so many times for 8 rounds, 9 rounds.
Yeah, we Mano actually he was thinking before the finals like, okay, I don't like Torbjorn's camera angle. I do hate Danny. So who should I root for or not? And then like, okay, but I hate playing against shit like this. So I'm rooting for Danny because if he wins, he'll put it on the shelf.
Yeah, it was very complicated figuring out my route in the finals, but that was the tiebreaker for me. If you won that match, you wouldn't play it again.
And I just want to do a quick shout out. Open Manual followed for a couple of minutes ago, and Ender now as well. Thank you so much for following the channel. There will be more old school content coming.
So, Mano, you're going to really like this.
Oh no.
I was almost going to play this in the Winter Derby, and I was excited that it was Swedish because I don't have to deal with him to Turok because this deck cannot deal with him to Turok. Nobody is going to have to see this crap again. Nobody's going to have to think about Tormod's Crypt. And the reason I submitted that terrible looking deck list is I just don't want people to play this because, okay, you saw how long it takes when you're a competent pilot. And I was playing pretty slow the last game because I'm extremely fatigued and was trying to make sure I actually played it properly. But when someone who plays this deck who doesn't understand how to play it properly, it is the worst experience, not only for their opponent, but for anybody watching. It's a bad experience for them. Like, so that deck list, it's a...
So let's just show the stream the deck list here for a while.
So we actually spent some time arguing about this. Is this fully randomly distributed? Did you just shuffle up your 60
it's totally...
and lay them out as they came?
It's random. The sideboard wasn't random because I didn't want to have like 2 matching cards in a row because the sideboard was easy to sort in hand. But like, no, it was totally random. I shuffled it up and just laid that crap
because it's not... It's so humanly random that it felt like, oh, now 2 howlings was beside, so I'll do like this. Nothing like that.
It was totally random. I told somebody else why I did this, and they said you should have put cards upside down, and that was a mistake. I should have put cards upside down.
Like, this is horrible enough to look at. Like, have you seen the beautiful deck picture from Torbjorn?
Yeah, that's my style right there.
This is how you do a deck picture. Torbjorn knows his shit.
Yes.
You immediately see that Torbjorn's Crypt. And you see exactly what this deck is about. Then one, by the way, Torbjorn, you got we had Martin Berlin earlier on the stream, also a NewCon champion with Shark, saying, "I love this deck." He was our first guest during this evening. We had a lot of guest commentators, and he said, "This is one of the decks I want to see on stream." He didn't get to do it. We actually should. This is the fun part. He shows 3 decks. Because I gave him, like, choose 3 decks that you want to watch on stream, and I'll fix it for you, because you're the guest. He shows your deck, Torbjorn.
Okay.
Danny's deck.
Okay.
And another I don't remember. But like, he shows your 2 decks as these are the 2 decks I want to see.
All right.
I think that says something, but like he is for real top-notch player and deck builder. Maybe not builder, but the finding optimizer. That's the word I'm looking for. But like he loved the Singleton Stone Rain because he thinks that makes the deck like he loved the Jalum tombs and everything. Like this is a deck coming together.
He probably looked at this list and he knew that maybe if he didn't agree with every choice, it's very clear when you play 3 lightning bolts in your deck and 3 swords and 1 crypt, you put a lot of energy and thought into your deck. And so that's an important thing rather than just playing 4 bolts and 4 swords and 4 dibs and 4 whatever the fucks, you know, like a lot of those decks kind of build themselves. It's clear that he put a ton of energy and love into this.
Yeah, you chose the cards because you wanted those cards.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time building this deck, and I was on 4 bolts, 3 swords, 4 swords, 3 swords, etc. Yeah.
Love it. Love the deck.
Thank
I
you.
am
this
very
deck is
happy you ended up in the finals because it's a unique deck. Even if it's you called it good stuff when you sent in the deck list, and we've talked about that earlier on stream as well. Like, no, he for real calls it good stuff because it's just the good cards. But
Yeah, it is.
they are
Got the removal,
divide
something of
removal,
everything.
sunburn, some creatures. But it's such a good combination of them, which I haven't seen before. I've seen a lot of decks. Mano, you have seen a lot of decks in different formats. Have you seen a deck like this, even though it's the classic cards?
No, I made this comment before that a lot of Swedish tournaments feel like people take the top, you know, whatever, like the 90 best cards, you know, or the 20 best cards or 90 best, 80 best cards in playset wise. And they mix them up in various ways, right? Sometimes you play Dib with Bolt. Sometimes you play it with Swords. Sometimes you play it with Counterspell. Sometimes you play it, you know, whatever, all those things. I've never seen them arranged this way. And this is interesting to me for sure. I think it's a testament to the power of Suchi in Swedish, which I think is absolutely severely underplayed. I kind of don't understand how every single creature deck doesn't play 4. I'll never understand it, even though the Swedish gurus, the Svantas of the world, tell me I'm off my rocker. But, like, come on, man, the card is just busted.
Like, Sushi is a great card for 4, but it dies to Disenchanted Shatters and those things. That's the big problem, why people like Erna more and so on. But I think more there, I want to comment on a thing you said. In Swedish, people do this and this. Because I think it's even more in EC, because there's more of those creatures decks.
There's less variation, I think. I think this is a compliment to Sweden. In EC, everyone plays mono black 4-strip or stock Dibitog or whatever stock Temple Lion Dip Bolt counter. There's like 3.5 decks people play. No one's ever played this. You could play this version with Counterspell instead of Disenchant or whatever.
Okay,
you know, like,
I kind of misinterpret you then, because I think that because I saw the comment as like it's this card, the good stuff pool, and you just take any pile of it, because that's when I see like the good stuff more aggressive pool in EC for strip mines, because it's harder to play living plane and those things in that environment. So I just misinterpreted you there. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's happening more in Atlantic, and it's happening on this side of the pond more as well.
Oh, absolutely. We talked about that actually earlier. I think it was last week on stream, or I don't remember. Like communities coming to age.
Yeah.
Like, because early on, and no difference here. You play the easy access deck. You play the aggressive decks and whatnot. And when you played old school, because it's 950 cards or what, something like that. Like you realize I can't play this forever, and you start to go to the more Yankee stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I think there's different phases, because there's a phase that happens before all of this that can't happen anymore, which is like if you think about old school Magic and like any time before 2016 or 2017, it was lots of people were playing it, but nothing like how many people are playing it now. And so cards like, when was the last time you saw Electric Eel in a top 8 deck?
Well, there was also
that won NoobCon. Let's not forget.
Yeah, it won NoobCon.
Yes, Electric Eel won NoobCon, and it wasn't like It wasn't like NoobCon 4.
Kinda though. But
No,
yeah,
it was totally like, I think it was like, was it
fine.
like 20? No. Yeah, it was like 5. It's probably 5 or 6. But nonetheless, you don't see any crap like that. Like so like Lords of the Pit have like a private chat, and we were looking at it, and somebody posted pictures from like 2015 or something, and there was a shot somebody took from behind me, and I'm literally playing Power Monolith with Guardian Beast. And that's my shitty. I think there might be a Tormod script in play. Main.
The old power artifact Guardian Beast combo.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. That's
You need to tap the beast before you can enchant it. But
this is what I'm saying.
yeah, but like they're and that is, and if you look at the more original Swedish gang, or how you would say, mostly out of social media today and so on, you can see them play jankier and jankier stuff disappearing, and you can see it in the EC rules, especially because with the 4 strip mines going more of an aggressive route, like how the format is made up. But even there, going more and more yankier as the format gets older and people play for longer. And like I love it. It's we have so few cards, but still the meta keeps changing, evolving, and yeah, I love it. Like Torbjorn's Crypt main deck. Sorry, Torbjorn, we're going to shout it out all the time. Like, that is not something you see.
Shit is solid. Okay, let's not forget this. Again,
Yeah.
regrowth is restricted. Recall used to be restricted. It was good enough to consider for restriction at one point. That literally just counters both of them, and it's free. It comes out on the first turn.
Yeah. And with that said,
don't forget
Torbjorn,
that.
there is one question from chat. And we had it actually in the semi-finals. We discussed it a lot when you played Åland. You're playing Disintegrate instead of Firewall.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The thing is,
Torbjorn's Crypt. we have
most of the times, I can't remember even one time where Fireball would be better than Disintegrate.
You have not yet been staring down like Scrib Sprite, Scavenger
Yeah,
Folk,
but
or something like that. But like,
So that's a new deck in the meta.
it's not super common. I agree. It's not super common.
Yeah,
It's not super common.
in the last half year, the meta shifted with a mono green deck. Before that, I never played. I used to play Fireball, but to my recollection in old school, I've never exiled or Fireball 2 creatures
Okay.
with a Fireball.
I would
So the Disintegrate is always the better option, I think.
Okay, I would like to ask. Yeah, I would like to maybe not say the same thing as you there, but before that, I need to do one more thing. Sorry to cut you off there, but Mano, it has been great having you on stream. You were here for the semis and the finals. That was our deal. This is the secret under the table deal. Otherwise, you can't get the Flippin' Orbs one episode 2020 and All Things Considered on the same YouTube stream if there's not an under the table deal. No, don't ever forget. So the deal was that. So with that deal, I'm going to let you go now.
Yeah, I just want to, last thing before I go, it's very clear that both of you guys played decks that were a labor of love that you poured yourselves into.
Yeah.
They manifested themselves so beautifully in that finals. It was freaking, despite all the shit I give you, Danny, about your deck or whatever, it was an awesome thing to see. I'm glad that you got to do your thing. I'm glad that Thorbjorn, you got to do your thing with a lot of your cool stuff as well during this whole thing. But it was awesome. It was a great finals. Everything we were hoping for. And thanks, Gordon, for having me be a part of it. Your stream is freaking kick-ass.
Hey, thank you. You're always welcome. Just say when you want to join. we'll do an amazing stream.
All
That's
right.
just how it is.
I'll be back.
Cheers,
care.
and thank you very much.
Later, guys. Been a pleasure.
And with that, we should keep the name of you there. You're not Mano, so let's do that one there. But yeah, like, okay, Torbjorn, I do want to. I split Fireball so many times.
I've
Yeah,
never
same.
done that. I've never done that. And okay, my favorite deck is probably the most hated deck of all time.
Twiddlewalt.
The deck.
Oh, the deck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And before mono green was a thing in old school, really a thing. Before mono green was a thing that did well in tournaments.
Yeah.
I never saw a reason to play Fireball over Disintegrate.
But like Lions.
Play the Time Twister. You want Disintegrate over Fireball.
Like, I understand where you're coming from, but I've split so many on Lions, Land War Elves, Birds of Paradise in Yankee decks, and
Triskelion with 1 counter on it plus some other shitty creature. Like,
yeah, maybe not the most important, but yeah, that
I
as
mean, I'm
well.
just saying there's lots of creatures that are X1.
Flying Men. We have Fråga Olle in chat. Fråga Olle. Like, that just needs to be Olle Rode in chat. Or I don't know any other old school Olles.
I think there's one
no.
more.
Okay, it's Olle Brums. Okay, of course. I actually know another Olle. He's a local player. I should not have
You're
said
terrible.
that. Yeah, I am. Okay, that was no news. Come on, Danny. That was no news.
We all love you. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, like, I do see where you're coming from, Torbjorn, but this is the one and only thing I will say about your deck. I think that is the wrong choice.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
I like it.
Yeah. I couldn't disagree with you more.
I love it, because that's when it's...
I play 3 swords, I play 3 bolts. I have enough answers to small critters. Since I already play a crit, maybe I could play a fireball, but then again, I've never experienced any settings where I wanted the Disintegrate to be a fireball. Not one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is like.
I guess that's data, right?
Yeah, like, as I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just like, my experience is.
And it's great against the Sedge Troll, which is a own deck.
Oh, I really need to say that one. We had almost a bet going on in the semi-finals.
Okay.
So, Danny, you probably joined it, but Torbjorn played Åland in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing Troll Disco.
Exactly. Disintegrate and Trolls. So that's why the Disintegrate came up. And Chambers made a prediction. He said, this game is going to go down to, there's 4 Trolls, 4 Plows. If Åland doesn't have any Trolls, his deck does nothing, because it's like a Fireball for WinCon and so on.
Fireball Factory deck.
Exactly. And like, that Disintegrate will be key, just because it exiles.
Yes.
It didn't really happen that way, but it could have.
I think if they played like 10 match sets, which is like, you don't ever want to do that, but I think if you played 10 match sets, it would happen multiple times where that card was extremely relevant.
Yeah. Maybe 2 times. So
No,
1 in 5.
I think it would happen more often than that.
Yeah. But no,
it's interesting.
so we've had a lot of discussions of your card choices, Torbjörn, and that's a fun thing about your deck.
I play the deck a lot.
And like you know that, like just
I
look.
always play Disintegrate over Fireball, and with the Twister and everything, it's like I probably will never play Fireball in any deck I'll ever play the rest of my life.
Okay, if you need 2 X spells, will you play one of both, one of each?
If I what?
If you have 2 X spells in a deck, would you have 1 Fireball and 1 Disintegrate?
Never. Always one Disintegrate.
Okay.
Yeah.
But going over to the deck over here, Twiddlewald. It seemed like a stock list. Like nothing has changed since last time I brewed it with Swante and whatnot. Like it was. Sorry to say, but that's not sorry because that seems to be the way to build it. Or do you? It was hard to see in your deck list. Did you do anything that we should point out?
No, it wasn't interesting at all. I think all the all the development, like I've played this so many times and I've tweaked it like card by card here and there. And I think there's 2 versions. There's a Mana Vault version and there's a Fellwar Stone version. And the Fellwar Stone version is heavy on transmute artifacts and the Mana Vault version is not. And this is the Fellwar Stone version. So you play 2 Fellwar Stones and 2 transmute artifact and 1 Mana Vault versus something like
What?
3 Mana Vaults and no
we
Fellwar Stones.
guessed 3 Mana Vaults, even
There's
in the
1 Mana
finals, because we watched the deck list and was like,
1
who
Mana
knows? Oh, Fellwar. Okay, okay. So why do you want Fellwars instead of Mana Vaults?
It provides the mana on the color that you need, and this deck is blue hungry. It plays Transmute Artifacts, which is double blue. It plays Twiddle, which is a single blue. It plays Counterspell, which is double blue. In the course of a turn, you might want like 5 blue mana. If the turn you're going off, if you're sitting there waiting, just taking damage, not doing anything for turn after turn, just building up for the turn that you want to play, you need a ton of blue mana. And when you draw Fellwar Stone, like leading up to that, it's fine. But when you draw Mana Vault leading up to that, it's terrible, especially if you want to transmute it.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that. Then the other thing is the big discussion, which is mostly for the opponent's sake.
Fireball on the board.
Exactly.
Yes.
We've had this discussion. I think last time we talked about was the main tournament of NoobCon. Last time NoobCon
Yes.
could be.
Yeah, we talked, a year and a half ago?
Like, come on, just put a fucking fireball in the main deck. Don't make your opponent concede.
Yes.
Because it's a horrible game plan.
Well,
It's
here's the
evil.
thing. It is evil. It's evil and deterministic, but the thing is, you're always on the hinge of like losing a game every time you play this deck. It's like just you need the one right draw. Like Sylvan is so important because you need to see so much deeper. Like it's always like one card gets you a win versus like, and it's something simple. It's not like I need a restricted card. It's like I need a Twiddle, I need a Time Vault, I need something very specific to just get there. And drawing a Fireball when you're just trying to not lose the game is the worst thing that can happen. And I lost games in testing like that.
But then you kill the creature that's going to kill you.
Yeah, but it's always like 6 creatures because you're not interacting with them ever. You're not wasting your counter spells.
Because it's a fireball, so you can split it up.
You don't have that much mana. But anyways, the thing is, game one.
So
you
play
don't have
Disintegrate instead.
Yeah, right. Disintegrate. Perfect. No, game one, you don't play it. And the thing is, if somebody wants to, if you lose game one, you're going to lose it quickly, most likely. If you get to a point where you should be winning game one, your opponent should concede because they need time to actually play the next 2 games. And if you explain your plan, which is I'm going to literally play every mana source in my deck, Brain Geyser you, Regrowth Brain Geyser, and then Brain Geyser and Ancestral you, at a point where my deck is like 10 cards because I've played every permanent and it's just the the instants that are still in the deck. If you explain that to them, they'll say, cool, I don't want to wait around for that. And it's clearly deterministic right now, because when your deck gets small enough and you're seeing so many cards with Sylvan Library and Howling Mines, the likelihood of seeing a single twiddle is extremely high, especially when you have stack turns already, so you can miss it for a turn.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm getting at here is
we
game
know.
1, they should concede to you. Game 2, you bring in the fireball and it's, you be respectful.
Yeah. What do you say about that, Torbjörn? Like, game 1, they should concede. That's my win con. They should concede.
I never concede against a combo deck. They have to kill me.
I love it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, like, for real, I love it.
draw 50,000 cards. You still have to kill me.
Like, there's a combo deck like this. There's always a percentage to fail.
Yeah, of course. Always. I played them myself, so I know.
So, but I'm just going to ask one more question before I'll let you go for this finals interview. And that is to Danny. And that is balance. Because in the finals, balance
I boarded it
was humongously, amazingly powerful. It killed one of your lands, Torbjörn, and mind twisted you.
Yeah.
Like, it was huge. And we've had a discussion, our commentators and chat, that me and Svante and Mano, like, not a big fan of balance in the deck, actually. And then we see this and like, should we rethink this? So what's your thought?
It was circumstantially insanely good. I boarded it in because I kept on getting messed up by this deck, by these Suchis, and for some reason he was always ahead of me despite these things costing 4. I felt like, hey, he's playing a mid-range deck. There's no way this should ever happen. But like, keep in mind, at that point, I had played 5 games prior to that. Okay? I had some experience with this. And I think classic judgment would have said balance is bad. And I was like, I keep on losing. But what I was really worried about was red elemental blasts. And so I boarded in my Mind Twist. I boarded in my balance because there were cards that I didn't have to worry about the 1 mana responses. And
that makes sense.
I wanted things that didn't get countered by blue blast, or I don't know if he had blue blast, but I believe he had red blast. I just wanted things that were not going to get countered by these 1 mana counters. And because like I got no traction. Like the games where he blew me out were just insane, and I had no traction. And I was just like, wow,
so
these cards will just take me.
I love that. I love that thinking. And with that, I'm going to end with one thing. Like, I don't know if he had blue blast or not. The last thing that happened before we had the winner was the best thing this whole tournament. Tapping the Tundra, putting down a card saying blue blast on the fireball, and then like, but that's a mana drain. Loved it. Because we were actually discussing like, and we wonder if Danny will go off with the fireball now when he has 21 mana, just to like keep it quick. Because I know when I play it, I feel so bad, so I do misplays just because I want to get it over with to not feel bad.
Okay.
And I was like, if he has the blue blast now, then we also realized if he has that, then he has like 3 turns and whatnot, and we'll just do it again. But still, a blue blast there would have been so beautiful. And when you say, you tap your mana and you say blue blast, I'm like, that was funny. That was...
Yeah, totally.
Like,
I don't get why you're playing balance in your sideboard.
Because I don't normally care about the damage my opponent's doing to me via creatures because it's too slow.
That's not the point. Don't you play 5 Moxes?
Yes.
And a Lotus?
Yes.
Yes. So
it's It's good when you're lucky. It's bad when you have a great board position and you draw it and it's useless. And when you needed to draw something like, Twiddle or some good card, and you draw that instead.
I really don't understand playing balance in the sideboard. When
Mind Twist was in the sideboard too.
That is just stupid, though.
That's insane.
Exactly, Torbjörn. That's just insane. The balance I can understand. Bring it in against creatures.
I can't understand balance either.
It's a Howling Mind deck. You really want to Mind Twist your opponent?
Games going off turn 1 with a balance. It won with so many games. It's such a powerful card. It may be because I grew up playing 4 balance.
Those are the days.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, this is
still. You have the potential to shift the game in such a hardcore way. I can't see it's not worth playing a balanced main.
The types of reactive cards I want to play are pretty limited, and the amount of reactive cards I want to play is also very limited. And I feel like the deck is at a critical mass main, which is 2 counterspells, 1 mana drain, 1 mana short, 1 Hurkyl's Recall. And when you start bringing in more reactive cards, you then have these turns where you just draw a bunch of cards off whatever you're doing, and then you just brick because you drew a bunch of reactive cards. You pass your opponent, you lose the game.
But still, I can understand balance in the sideboard because you bring it in as a Ruffled God as well, and not playing it main deck, even though... I wouldn't actually play it, even though but Mind Twist in the sideboard, that's just crazy. But
That's me.
I'm going to say, as someone here in chat, it's Charles, balance and twist in sideboard, encrypt in the main. That's the current game.
What's your thought about Mind Twist in the sideboard? It's like,
but that's just stupid in any way. Sorry, Danny. Well, I cannot understand that.
This deck now I bring in Mind Twist.
Do you play a mana short main deck?
Yes, and I play another one in the sideboard.
Yeah, so mana short and Mind Twist kind of does the same thing.
Not true. Mana short is an instant, and you do it during your opponent's turn. The other thing is when you play all these Howling Minds, and you Mind Twist your opponent out, and then pass the turn, they draw 3 cards, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but
and then they play Time Walk and you lose the game.
Yeah, but you should not never. Yeah.
I'm not in the business of taking cards away from my opponent. I'm in the business of making sure they can't cast anything because I'm going off. And Hurkyl's Recall and Mana Short accomplish that at instant speed during their turn.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, last question.
Your point. I do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if he has 0 cards in hand. If you just shut the player off, you can do your thing.
So then we get the question from chat here. So why even in the sideboard?
You saw why I brought it in. I mentioned it.
Yeah,
I brought it in because it does not get countered by red and blue elemental blast.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a counter spell, basically, because it takes cards away that are reactive, that they can't use those same reactive cards to undo it.
Yeah. And I do like that. So the last question here is for Torbjörn, and that is the last question for you guys before I thank you for this. And that is, Torbjörn, how many beers have you had this tournament?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good number.
And
Danny, how many have you had?
I had like 3 earlier.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is, I feel more blazed than this guy seems. So what's going on here?
Yeah, you played Twiddlewall the whole tournament. That is almost
I feel absolutely blazed. Oh, man.
Oh, we have one of the originals coming in the chat here, Sixes Killer. That's Shram, one of the early old schoolers in Sweden 10 years ago or whatnot. He is drunk, apparently. He's one of the OGs, yeah. But with that, guys, congratulations, making the finals winning, getting silver. Like, this is... Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love both
Thank
of your
you.
decks. I am a Twiddlebolt player, but the details in Torbjörn's deck.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Like-
it's an incredible deck. It's really well
Yeah,
built.
as I
It's
said,
intentional.
The first guest we had, round 2, said, "This is the deck I want to see." Just because he saw the intricacies of the deck.
It's
Like,
incredibly interesting. I think it's like it's a real achievement because you think that everything is solved and you see something like this and you're like, okay, there's some interesting things going on here, and they're not just necessarily this like obvious suboptimal decisions. There's lots of thought that went into these
no,
card
yeah,
choices.
like, it's not like, I'll take 4 disenchants and 4 plows and 4 bolts because they're good,
Right.
and that's it. Like, no. I go down here, I play this. Like, absolutely love the deck, Torbjörn.
It's beautiful.
I'm disappointed that they didn't highlight the Yalom tomes.
Oh, we did
Yalom
earlier.
is such an underplayed card.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was also one of the comments on. It's for round 2. If you watch the stream again, Yalom Tomb was one of the things, and I said it's an underplayed card, but he doesn't even play any of the real books. I said, and Martin Berlin like, no, it's a real book.
It is.
So yeah, amazing deck, amazing finals. Couldn't have asked for more for this tournament, guys.
Amazing.
Either. And I'm really happy that Danny won.
You're too kind. You know that he was just such an incredible opponent to play with, and so kind, and just I don't know, just
we listened.
very nice. Like I don't know, it's just
Okay, yeah. Before I let you go, we need to say that when the ruling thing happened,
I'm so sorry.
no,
it's all good.
super fine. Like, I understand where it comes from, and Stone Library is a fucked up card.
It's so weird.
And no worries at all. I want to say that. Chat was like, what is happening? But everyone like, oh, okay. And then we always had your sound, just so you know, we can always hear you.
Right.
And it's seldom I hear that nice Magic being played. Always like, oh, this, no, sorry, you go, da. Sportsmanship, 110%. Amazing to see you guys play.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you so much. Torbjörn, I'm guessing it's time to sleep. Danny, the day is just starting. Or, yeah, maybe not, but you're not going to sleep. So, good night, Torbjörn.
Good night.
Good day, Danny. Thank you for this, and congratulations for making the finals, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you both. It was a real pleasure. Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers. And with that, I'm here, all alone. I can last look at chat. GG to both. Congrats from Blazer here. Playing Twiddlewald has the same effect on your brain as a 6-pack of beer. Yeah, that is the actual thing. Like, I've played Twiddlewald in a couple of tournaments. If I drink beer, I will not win, because that deck is fucking horrible to play. And I'm guessing I should end the stream now. That's usually what happens when the tournament is over and so on, and it's 1 a.m. here in Sweden. I just want to play Magic. That's the worst thing here. And we still have viewers. We still have almost double the viewers than our ordinary streams. We try to stream, or we. I try to. My plan is to stream once every week. Sometimes it will be me playing against other people, having some guests and whatnot. Sometimes I will stream other games and commentate on them like this, but not a tournament. Sometimes tournaments. The 30th of December, there's another tournament that will be streamed. I will play and stream that tournament. Stu, you want to play? A bit like... I have a deck here, I think. What? I just have my singleton deck. But if I play singleton, maybe Zombie Stu actually has a chance. But no, I should probably go. But I want to do the plug. And Skeggsby, thank you very much for the follow. If you like what we do, like, please become a Patreon, patreon.com/wakwakmtg, or subscribe or whatnot. If you subscribe, you'll get the amazing As Garfield Intended emote. Right now I'm working on updating our page with decks on wakwak.se. For those who know, we're going to go from a bit over 40 decks to over 120 decks in a bit of a new setup. I've been working a couple of weeks on this there, and it is weeks away. Just so you know, I need to photograph 120 decks. Like, there is a lot of things to do. If you like it, please follow on whatnot, whatever social media. We'll put this on YouTube as well, and that's youtube.com/wakwakmtg. Wakwakmtg on every social media. Thank you, Shram. I'm not the king. I'm just doing the content I can. The Torbjorn archetype probably won't be one of those decks, even though it is unique. It is white removal and creatures. I don't really see it as an archetype, but maybe. But there will be a lot of things there. I really want to make the stream longer. That's the worst thing. But no, I shouldn't, so I won't. With that said, guys, thank you. Like, you're saying so many nice words in chat. Thank you so much for joining this stream. And once a week, it may be just me drinking a beer, building a deck, or it might be a tournament. And everything in between. I hope you like the streams. That's what will happen. Now when it's Christmas time, maybe more. Who knows? Probably no one will join me, but I actually think there is a chance I'll stream Christmas Eve. I'm all alone in my apartment. Usually my Christmas Eve party is opening these kinds of like 7-year-olds from my beer cellar, playing some video games, relaxing, having a great time. But I can do this. Brewing a deck, maybe playing a game, having a beer on stream, having a great time. So, for those who don't have better things to do the evening, or who knows? Let's see what happens. Blazer, Christmas Eve, you'll play? We'll fix it on Discord. And yeah, for those, join the Discord. That's where we shout out every stream, get players, guests, everything. I don't do Christmas. That's exactly why. My girlfriend going away to her parents, and like, no, I don't do Christmas. I'll sit here and relax. That's my Christmas, having a relaxed evening. So, Stu as well. We'll fix it. I like it. Christmas Eve stream with Blazer and Zombie Stu. That is booked now. We'll fix it on Discord. And for everyone watching, join the Discord. That's where we set all these things up. And you find the stream schedule, usually Fridays, but who knows. Shram, if you're still watching, we'll love you on the stream as well, killer. And with that said, yes, I am actually going to say good night. Maybe I can do like the intro as the outro. Good night, everyone. Okay, that didn't... I was just thinking this was the end thing. I pushed the wrong button. It was going to be the intro and then me and then ending. Yeah, that did not happen. But then I at least can say, Twiddle, thank you so much for today. I really want you as co-commentator. You are the best. After Seb, that is. Spinal Wak-Wak. Almost super smooth. What the fuck? Which button is it? I pushed the button I've said is stream end. Apparently that is not the end. Yeah, you were at least here. So now I'm going to try again with the other button that has end stream on it instead. So let's see if it works.